Hello and good morning. Welcome to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. So before we get started on the last chapter of this book, we're going to go ahead and invite some people onto here.
Chapter 10, the last chapter of the book, which is crazy. Unbelievable. Which means we'll be starting a new book, Mañana.
Yep.
Mañana. Already. And Alex and Dave and Cindy.
Alrighty.
Okay, so chapter 10. Andrew, what's happening? How are things? Those houses, man, that I've been finding online are freaking incredible. You need to build one of those, right? That's why I sent you I think I saw you a plot of land or something. I was like, we need to build one of these houses on this. So, we digress. How can I develop leaders? Like, how do you do it? What is the best way to identify leadership potential in others? It says your success is more dependent on your ability to find and attract good people than on anything else. And that goes for really anything. It doesn't matter if you're building houses. It doesn't matter if you're building a holistic practice. It doesn't matter if you're building a construction company. The key is finding good people. Now, this is especially true if you're going to build a successful direct sales team. You will develop good leaders only if you find people who have strong leadership potential. So they have to have the potential to do these things. So John goes in, he goes, here's my list of what I look for. Leaders are the catalysts. It says leaders are the influencers. So where does leadership come from? So he has a list, of course. Character, who they are. Relationships, whom they know. Knowledge, what they know. Communication, how they connect with people. Passion, what they feel. Experience, where they've been. Past success, what they've done. And ability, what they can do. So there's a really cool book. Of course, John wrote a book on this, the 21 Laws of Influence. He has the 21 Laws of Leadership, and then there's the 21 Qualities of a Leader. And the 21 Qualities of a Leader goes into depth into this group of what you really want to develop if you want to put something together big and attract other leaders. It says leaders are relationship builders. One thing that holds many talented and intelligent people back from being good leaders is the lack of people skills. Oh my gosh, you can be smart and still a jerk. You can be smart and still horrible to work with. And there's a lot of people that have a lot of talent and intelligence, and I watch them come into direct sales. I mean, I specifically remember this one lady, super smart lady, real estate lady, and she actually pulls me inside and says, well, when are you going to start putting more people on my team? She's like, if you did that, then I would be a really good speaker for you. Obviously, she missed the point of how this works. But it was more, you should do this because of my title. You should do this because of my, ego. Not because I'm worth it or, not worthy of it. Not because I'm going to do the work, but she wanted it just because. She's like, did these people pay you to do this? It says good leaders like people and people like them. Funny enough, she could get along in a group for a moment, but there was always inter-office conflict wherever she went. there's only one common denominator there. So, leaders are gatherers. Leaders add value to people. Leaders are opportunists. Leaders, by definition, are out front. Because obviously it's very hard. You don't want to push from behind. The reason we love some of the movies like Braveheart and like Gladiator is because, those guys were out front. They were at 100% risk of everything that they were talking about. Leaders are finishers. I never know a man that was good at making excuses who was good at anything else. That was Benjamin Franklin. There's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in something, you do it when it's convenient. When you're committed to do something, you accept no excuses, only results. And that was Ken Blanchard, which is one of the other books we're going to read towards the end of the year. I believe that's not the next book, but 3 books away. It's going to be a good one. Developing leaders. Is developing leaders more of an art or a science? How do you help people realize the talent within them? How do you help people believe in themselves? Find evidence that they want to grow, identify their strengths, and increase their confidence. It says you cannot get someone who does not want to grow and embrace personal growth. You cannot get somebody who doesn't want to grow and get them on personal development. They're like, I don't want to grow, I don't need this. That's going to be difficult. When you express belief in people, it goes right to their souls. That you can do it, that I know you can do this. We see you at the top. We've already envisioned you making it. You should be leading. Those are all huge, huge things that we want to work towards. It gives them hope, gives them a place of practice, coaches them to improvement, coach them to improvement, and keep increasing their responsibilities. 4, how can you help people to achieve their maximum, why is that missing an M? Maximum potential when they are in their comfort zone and don't care to leave? It says show them a vision of the future. So this is where the dream comes in. If you really want people to grow, if you really want people to get to the next level, you have to basically inspire them to create a new dream. When people have a new dream, they work towards the dream. They want whatever that dream is. So, one of the guys that I know that's built one of the largest companies or one of the largest organizations in history, has made more money than anybody. That was basically how he figured it out. Let me just schedule. Okay. How do you determine how much time to give someone you're developing? How do you know they're at the top 20%? If you're dealing with the top 20% person, hello. If you're dealing with a top 20% person, you have to look at the passion, the teachability, and the capacity of the person. Passion. Do they get involved in an emotional level? Teachability. Are they humble enough to actually keep learning? And then capacity. Do they have the ability to keep growing? Like, are they going to be able to receive more than where they're at currently? It says when do you realize, or when do you release and give up on people you're leading after they're done, what I can do to help them grow? So it's kind of like, what is the time frame that you push the new birds out of the nest? It says you've given them a chance to change, but they haven't. Actually, this is when he stops working with them completely. It's not pushing them out. They've broken trust. They realize you would not hire them again today. So these are, we've dealt with this at both holistic and inside of direct sales. You have to come to a point where this is a person that I cannot keep investing one-on-one time with. It's fine to promote the events. It's fine to promote the meetings, but I can't sit down one-on-one and do it. 7, have empowered others to lead and come back only to find them without progress and back to doing things the same old way. What should I do differently? It says he says, I can't change anybody else. People have to change through themselves and their own choices. So you really can't push people. Bill, how are you? Jim, how are you? You really can't push people to a point where they dislike you. And hey, you just have to realize, okay, enough's enough. They can't go any further. All you can do is create a positive environment that encourages growth and change. So that's where the trainings come in. That's where the events come in. You have to build that environment where people feel safe to basically dream again. Because what happens to a lot of people is a lot of people have dreams, they get shot down, and now they're just in a point where they don't want to do anything else. They don't want to do anything else because they don't want to fail. They don't want to do anything else because they don't want to be criticized. They don't want to do anything else because the people that they thought were supposed to support them didn't support them. So they just stop. And it's not a fun life, but it's less depressing than getting told you can't. Try doing the following. Treat high achievers as partners rather than employees. So he's talking about a job situation. You want to treat your group as part of the inner circle. Stay ahead of your strongest players. So to lead, you have to be out front. You do not have to be the smartest person, but to lead, you have to be out front. You might want to be organized. Reward achievers financially. Invest in achievers relationally, and stretch high achievers continually. Give people your best, but don't carry the weight of their choices. So, this was your choice to figure this out. You didn't figure this out. I'm not coming to do it for you, basically. Jim, this must have been the workout. Yeah, I don't know. So, Jim and I were talking last night. It was 3 a.m. here, and it was like 1 a.m. there, and we were both like still making it happen. And now we're on Never Ending Friday. So, here we are. How can we overcome disappointment when we invest a lot of time, money, work, and our heart into our upcoming leaders, and they basically leave? Because you're going to have people who you're going to work with, you're going to teach them what to do, and they're going to leave and go somewhere else and build. It happens. It says loss is the beginning of wisdom. You're going to learn more from that situation than anything. It's painful when it first happens. Eventually you get to the point where, like anything else, it's kind of sad, but you get over it in 30 seconds. What is the most important thing a leader must learn in order to be a leader of leaders? It says good leaders do not follow poor ones, right? So you will have to become a better leader if you want to have better people on your team following you doing what you're doing. It says the higher the capacity of leaders you desire to lead, the bigger success you need to have in your history. People want proof. They want proof. They're not interested in good intentions. They're not interested in the books you read. They're not interested in the courses you took. They're interested in what you've done. And if you haven't done it big, don't expect big people. That's just how it works, because big people want to do big things. 10. How do you move people into your inner circle? It says, number 1, time. Make sure they have a history of doing it. 2, trust. You must trust the motives of the person. 3, experience, life experience. 4, success. You must have a record of achievement. What is a record of achievement? What's happened? Compatibility, know, like, and trust. Capacity, room to grow and change. Every person on your team carries 2 buckets, gasoline and water. They can make or break you fast by dumping either one. So are people going to, ignite things and just make everything messy? Or are people going to put out the flames and put out all the craziness and build and grow? Assessments, training, coaching, resources, and events. Those are the things that will help you identify, will help you grow, and will help you create leaders. So that's what we got for this book. Brandy, what was your overall thought on this book? Like, what did you like best about it? Did you need it?
There's quite a few things, I listen to a lot of John's stuff. I listen to a lot of keynotes, so there's been some things that he's already brought up in different things that I've listened to or things that I've read, but every once in a while there's just something that stands out where it's like, oh, I needed that. There was a couple of things where it's even with dealing with people on the team or even people I work with where I was like, oh, you know what? I never would have thought to think of it that way. And then it just makes your perspective different. And it's funny, the more you know about why people do what they do, the less angry you get and the more you're able to figure out, okay, this is how I need to handle this situation. The more you know, the easier it gets. And then just recognizing, okay, this is some things that I need to change as well. It was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. You could leave a comment in the comments below of something that you got out of this book. because we'd like to hear about it, because we've been going over these. We're mostly going over these books for ourselves to make the time for us, to make us read, basically. That was kind of the idea with this show, is we get so busy sometimes we kind of forget, but when we have to talk about it the very next day, we tend to make sure to get it done. But let us know what you guys got out of this book. What did you like most? What did you get? What was your biggest takeaway? And we'd like to know about that. And we'll put the notes in the Facebook group. Goodness, can't think this morning. Need to finish the coffee. We're going to put the notes in the Facebook group, so if you haven't gone and joined that group, it's the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show Facebook group, and we're going to be uploading these videos to YouTube, so if you ever miss us one day, you can go there and watch it. So with that, that is what we have. And what is the next book? It was... I literally just looked at it.
Something communication. How to have power and confidence in dealing with people. So How to Have Power and Confidence in Dealing with People by Les Gibland was one of the better books I read, simply by him. And it basically shows you how to figure out like the thought process of what you're doing while you're dealing with everybody else. Truly, truly powerful book. It's going to be a good one. And we will start that, not tomorrow. We're actually going to start that Monday. So, no, it is tomorrow. Today's Thursday.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday.
I don't even know what day it is. See, you skip one day, and now all of a sudden, I think it's at the end. I was telling Jim it was Friday. It's actually only Thursday. So I need help.
Yep.
I need help.
It's
but
okay.
we'll get it done.
It's okay.
Fire and
All
water.
Right
On.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.